everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Tiana, and today I'm going to talk about all the things that I love as an American living in the Netherlands and raising children here. So I have a list of 10 different things that I love about raising children here in the Netherlands. So I have kids ranging from 1.5, 5, and 8. So the things that I love about the Netherlands really ranges all throughout those ages. The number one thing I love about raising kids in the Netherlands is all of the kid-friendly attractions. There are so many things. For such a small country, it's packed with things to do for kids that are specifically for kids, like Efteling, Madurodam, Beeksbergen, so many zoos. Everywhere you go, there's always bound to be something just for kids. But what I also love is that even when it's at a place where you'd think it's like more for adults, like restaurants and stuff, or cafes, there's regularly little areas specifically just for the kids, like little play areas in the corner for them to play while their parents hang out and eat dinner, or have a coffee for lunch. And I find that just so nice. The next thing is just how independent children are here. I feel like they're so independent from such a young age. They really just have a lot more freedom here. I feel like helicopter parenting is not really a thing here. And kids are biking to school by themselves at quite a young age. And they just have a little bit more of independence, and they just kind of feel a bit more mature to me. I think this also really helps them build confidence in themselves. Like, they don't feel like they need mommy to take them through every single thing in life. They feel like they are capable of doing things on their own. And I think that's super important to give your child. Along with all of the family-friendly attractions, there are so many playgrounds here. In every single neighborhood I've ever been in, there's always a playground, whether it could be small, it could be big. But I actually had a conversation with my husband this morning about this, and I was like, well, in America, all of the playgrounds are plastic. And I was like, I kind of think that that's better, because here they're like wooden and metal sometimes, like metal slides. And I'm like, well, metal slides I feel like can burn the kids when they get hot in the summer, and wood can splinter sometimes. And he said, well, that's not really true, because the wood that they use at children's playgrounds is very soft and doesn't splinter. And the slides and stuff that they use is made mostly of aluminum, so they don't actually get hot. So he just kind of derailed that whole point. And I personally aesthetically love the look much more and feel like it makes it feel like it's more part of nature and not this like massive eyesore plastic obstruction in an area. So that made me feel much better. And I was like, well, there it is. Another reason why the Netherlands is just better for kids. There's also kinderboerderies all over the place. They're like children's farms, like petting zoos kind of, and they're free most of the time. And you can just go and hang out with animals with your kids, and feed them, stuff like that. It's so fun to do, and a great way to spend an afternoon hanging out with animals without having to spend any money. Now, this is like 2 seconds later for you guys, but it was a quick little break for me. My husband came home and we were just having a little chat about how excited I am to actually go back to America. It's funny and ironic for this video because I am actually leaving tomorrow to go to America. So I am so excited for that, just to see my family, and like I got all emotional about it. So if I look a little bit different right now, it's because I was crying. But it's just like so they're so different. Like, there's so many reasons why we're here and like why this is the best place for me, but it's still like emotional and hard being away from your family. But anyways, back to the list. The next best thing about the Netherlands and with kids is just easy access to travel. Just like a few-hour drive, you're in a whole nother country, in a whole different culture, and a whole different experience. So I feel like my kids get to be a lot more cultured than if you live in the States. In the States, you have to fly to get out of the country. But you could drive to Mexico or Canada, but like it's a really long drive for some states, or from where I'm from. And so just being able to go and explore other cultures and other ways of eating, other ways of life, I think is so important. And I'm so glad that here, since it's just so close to so many other countries, you really can easily travel and for not you don't have to be millionaires to be able to go to Europe every summer or go to Asia or go to other places just to experience other cultures. One of my absolute favorite things about raising children in the Netherlands is the choice of schooling. In America, you go to the school of where you live, like your community school. But here you can choose whatever school you want to go to. And I mean, yes, of course, people choose normally the school that's closest to them or one of the ones around them, but you can choose to go wherever you would like to. And there's a lot of variety in the schoolings. Like in America, all the public schools, they're supposed to really teach the same thing and have the same methodology. But here, there's different schools. Like you can go to a Montessori school, you can go to a religious school, you can go to like a tech-savvy school, you can go to a Wim Hof school. Like there's a lot of, I don't know if that's the right term, but meaning there's just a lot of different schools. Like where in America, those are all private school options, but here they're public and available for free to whoever would like to go to them. And I find that absolutely amazing. Along with the schooling, so sports and stuff are not in schools here. They're not like part of the school like they are in America. And so I don't know if this is the reason why, but here I feel like there's a lot less of a pressure to overschedule children. I feel like here they just kind of like want kids to be free and have time and be able to do things. I personally do like to have a scheduled kid. Like I like to have swim lessons and gymnastics and running and things just to keep kids busy. I personally love sports, but I think like I want that schedule and I like the running around and doing things all the time. But I know in America, a lot of parents don't want to do that, but they feel the pressure to do it just because like everyone's doing it. But here, that's not the case. Like if you want to overschedule, if you want to schedule your kids to do lots of things, you can. If you don't, it's also fine. So I think that is a nice way to be able to choose what you want to do with your kids and be okay with it. The next one is a big one. And I think one of the actual main reasons that I wanted to be here, one of the big reasons, was universal healthcare for children. I think it is so amazing that healthcare is free for children up to 18, and that's even including dental. Dental healthcare is also free for children here until 18, and that is just the stress of a parent to be able to just like, if my kid's sick, just take them to the doctor or not have to worry that like one broken arm is gonna send me bankrupt is such a relief to have. Just like, even if we don't need it or don't use it, just the thought of having that, it really just takes a weight off as a parent. Next is the less processed foods. You'll find that here the grocery stores are much smaller, the options are much less, but that's just because they don't have aisles and aisles and aisles of processed foods like they do in America. Like here, if you want cereal, you can get cereal, but there's like 10, 15 options, not 100. And most of them have much less processed food items in them. Even if you do get the same, like if you get like cereal, the same cereal here as you would get in America, it's going to have completely different ingredients, oftentimes tasting different. Like Fruit Loops here and Fruit Loops in America are very different. They do not taste the same. They are very different, but it's for the better of the children for sure, or people in general. I think just health in general, the fact that everything is so much less processed, it makes you have just a better peace of mind to me. Although I find that Dutch children eat very simply, I feel like they do eat quite nutritious. Like unless you're giving your kid bread and hagelslag for breakfast and lunch, then maybe that's not the most nutritious. But the breads here are normally much more nutritious than you would get in the States. In the States, I feel like bread is void of all nutrition. But here there's like seeds and like whole grains in them that actually provide nutrition. And so a bread with a piece of cheese is actually quite nutritious, whereas in the States that would not be. Of course, that's not all bread. I'm sure there are some nutritious breads in America, but the majority of them I feel like are not. A lot of people eat white bread in America. But yeah, so that I feel like, although it's simple foods that most people eat here, they do have, well, the nutrition that they need. And so I find that very important and very, easy for parents as well. And lastly is how safe and walkable or bikeable neighborhoods are here. I feel like just having if you have a kid that just like walks down the street to go to the playground by themselves, that's totally fine. I am not comfortable with so young of kids. Like here I've seen like 4 or 5-year-olds just like at the playground by themselves with no parents around, and it's just like normal and like okay here, which I think is so nice that like parents feel safe enough to allow their children to do that. And that's again back to that, like giving them a little bit more independence. But I definitely saw a little bit of an American mindset in that, where like I feel like I'm still like worried about that. But maybe by the time my 1.5-year-old gets to 4 or 5, I'll feel a little bit more comfortable. I'm not sure yet. But I just like the thought that it is much safer in most neighborhoods here is really comforting. And so, yeah, that is the 10 reasons why I think raising kids in the Netherlands is absolutely the best. And that's probably why children in the Netherlands are ranked #1 as the most happy kids in the world. Now, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below for more videos like this of my life as an American living in the Netherlands. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!